Grasshopper Script Every Architect should know about. Part 2 is about voxelization. Voxelization can be used in massing to create this type of voxel or pixel structures, and it can also be used in landscape to create this type of steps. This tutorial requires a basic knowledge about Rhino, so if you are a beginner, I would recommend you to check my Rhino beginner course for Architect. You can find it in my YouTube channel page in playlist, which is this one, and I will add the link in the description below. Now you can support the channel and download all the source files from the Patreon page. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. So let's start with massing. So I will start by modeling a reference geometry that I'm going to use in Rhino. So I'm going to create a new layer and let's name it to Voxelization. And let's create two sublayers on it. Number one, let's name it massing. And let's add two sublayers on it. I will start by solid maybe. And let's select it. So let's go to the perspective view, double click to maximize the view. So for the mass, I will start by creating a 3-point box. So we can come here and let's create a 3-point box. Maybe the length 20 meter and the depth 15 and the height, let's set it maybe 12 meter. And now I'm going to use some spheres and creating some Boolean iteration. So let's come here and create a sphere. Let's create just one sphere like this. And let's rotate it to be so that this line be here. Let's switch to the ghost mode and let's start copying it using the gumball and scaling it. So I will hold shift to scale it uniformly to have something big, maybe like this. Let's move it up a little bit. Hold alt and create another copy here maybe. And get it like this. Move it a little bit. Start scaling it too. And hold alt, get another copy, move it here. Rotate it. We're rotating it like this too. Let's rotate it to be something like this. Hold shift and start scaling it a little bit. And maybe creating another one in this corner. You know what? This looks good. So let's type Boolean difference, or you can use it from here. Select object to subtract from, right click, select this one, this one, this one. Now we can delete this object. So it's going to be our mass that I'm going to use. So now let's open Grasshopper. So you can type Grasshopper. Or you can open Grasshopper from the standard from here. Okay, now the first thing you want to do is to import this geometry here. So I'm going to double click here to bring the search box, type geometry, and select it, set one geometry, select this one. And now we are going to use a plugin, this plugin called Voxel Tools. You can download it for free from Food for Rhino. I will add the link for it in the description below. So the main component that we're going to use is this one, create voxel grid. But to be able to create the voxel grid, we need a bounding box. So double click here again and type bounding box, which is this one. So this one creates a bounding box around our geometry based on a plane. So we can add a plane here to be able to rotate this bounding box and rotate the grid, of course. So let's type a plane. Let's type XY plane. So here we have an XY plane, but we want to rotate it. So we can type rotate, and we're going to rotate this XY plane, and the angle I would prefer using degree. So you can come here and right click and choose degree, and let's create a slider from 0 to 180. Enter. This is going to be grid angle. So you can come here, right click and rename it. So now if we start rotating this, as you can see, the plane will start rotating. So this is going to be our plane. So if I select this one and start rotating it like this, as you can see, the bounding box will rotate. So now, here is the bounding box. I'm going to import the bounding box. And here X and Y and Z is for the grid size. So let's add a slider. So double click and let's set the range of the slider from 0 to maybe 6. And let's type Ctrl C, Ctrl V and copy it 3 times. And let's align it. So at the beginning, let's just set the size to 1. Okay, so these are going to be the grid size. This one in the X, size Y, and size Z. So now we have our grid. We now need to use the geometry. So by the way, if you want to get back to the Voxel plugin, you can hold Ctrl Alt, and this will bring you back to the location of any component. Hold Ctrl Alt and select like this. So now we can use voxel geometry. So to use voxel geometry, we will use a voxel grid and a geometry. So here you go. We have our voxel structure. So let's come here and name this one. Right click, this is X size, and right click here, this is Y size, and this is Z size. So we can change this one. By the way, for the Z, I think we can make it 4 because it's going to be like the floor to floor height. And I think so we might need to scale all this object because it looks too small. So we can double click here, came here, moving the gumball here, and hold shift and start scaling it to be something a little bit larger. This one maybe 4 by 4 would be better. Make this 2. We can hide all of this. So select all of this, click in the mouse at the bottom and hide. And we can also, these are going to be our input. We can rotate the grid. As you can see, this would rotate the grid. We can rotate it, have something like this. And this is actually a mesh, so we can use geometry to see these lines. And by the way, I already made a more advanced tutorial in which I show how you can add details to each of these faces by using Elephant plugin to create a block and start adding detail. And this allows you to design a detailed modular facade in almost no time. And since it's block, when you edit one of them, it will be reflected on all of them. So it can save you a lot of time. So I'm going to group all of this. So select all this object and press Ctrl G. Okay, now let's let's rename this layer. Let's name it Voxel Structure. And select it, open Grasshopper. You can come here, right click and make it group, and let's clean this layer. So like this can be our first iterations. However, we can do a lot of other, a lot more adjustment. We can start maybe adjusting the angle by 45, and now we can make it again, right click, pick, group, let's clean this layer, and start comparing the results. So you can see the difference between them. And if you want to edit the reference Rhino geometry, we can edit using cage edit maybe. So we can go here in the transform, cage edit, bounding box, C plane. Let's keep everything as default, right click. Now we can start maybe moving things a little bit to have something more complicated. You can switch to wireframe, by the way, and start playing around, maybe having something like this. It's starting to look very complicated. I don't want it to be too complicated, so I want to make things a little bit more simple. Move this down a little bit. You can come here, double click to move the gumball and scale all of this. Here, double click, move the gumball here and start scaling everything. Move this down a little bit. And maybe moving this also. Moving this something like this. Anyway, you get the idea. And when you are done, you can open Grasshopper and come here, pick group, let's pick this layer. Let's pick it without set the angle to 0. Let's pick this one, group. As you can see, we managed to get like this very, very complicated masses in almost no time. Okay, so we can also use sub D to create reference geometry. So I'm going to rename this layer sub D, and let's double click to select it. Let's go to the sub D tools. Let's create a sub D box. Let's give this the count 6, 6, and 4, and set 3 point. Make it maybe 100 meter by 100 meter, and the height maybe 12 meter. So we can hold Control Shift to select sub object. I'm going to select things. You know what? Hold Control Shift, select this for faces, select this for faces too, and extrude again and again. It's going to be some kind of a tower. So now we want to make this edges crease. So hold Control Shift and double click to select the whole line. Maybe this one need to be creased too. And here too. Control Shift and double click. Control Shift, double click. And let's come here, right click to make it crease, and start scaling. But before, let's just import it. So select this geometry, come here, right click, set one geometry, and let's switch to the custom mode maybe. So I'll start scaling. So double click, let's move the hold Control Shift and select these two edges, and double click and move it here, and hold Shift and start scaling. So you need to select these 4 faces, not just the edges. So hold Control Shift, switch to shade mode, hold Control Shift, select all these 4 faces, double click, move the gumball, hold Shift and start scaling to have something more like this. Hold Control Shift, select this whole loop, double click, move the gumball here, and hold Shift and start scaling. Hold Control Shift, double click, select the whole loop, and move it like this. Start having something more like this, more cascading. And let's repeat this process for the remaining towers. Select, hold Control Shift, select this, double click. Okay, so now I want to create some kind of height variation. So I'm going to hold Control Shift, and double click, hold Control Shift, double click. select all of this, double click to move the gumball, move it here, and start maybe scaling this a little bit, have something like this. And for this one, hold Ctrl Shift, double click, and hold Ctrl Shift and select all of this, double click, and maybe start moving it down like this. Anyway, you get the idea. And when we're done, we can open Grasshopper and came here, right click, pick, make group, paste here. And anyway, yeah, okay, so this is how to create the masses. Now let's see how to create a landscape. Okay, so I'm going to hide this layer. So let's double click to rename this layer and let's name it landscape. Let's create a few sub layers. The first one, let's name it sub D, and this one, let's name it curves, and this one, let's name it surface, sub F, and this one, voxels. So for the curves, I'm going to give it a red color. Let's hide the masking layer. So let's come here for the curves. Let's double click to minimize the view and double click to maximize the top view. Let's draw maybe a line here with a length of 40 meters. Selected, type rebuild, control point, set it to 6 maybe. And let's move it something, select the curve and let's move the point something like this. You know what, Control Z, select again, rebuild it, set 0.8, move this to have something like this. Now let's mirror it and set copy to yes. Let's move it here by a value of maybe 4 meters. Now type to in curve to create a curve in the middle, set the number to 1, right click, double click to minimize the view, double click to maximize. Now zoom a little bit and move this up to have something maybe like this. Can move this. Anyway, let's keep everything as it is for now. Open all the record history, select surface layer, and let's type loft. Set the loft between this one, and this one. Again, right click to bring the command again, loft. This curve from here, this one from here. Yeah, this looks good. And now let's open Grasshopper. So I'm going to select this one and type Control C, Control V, as I'm going to make a few adjustments. So this one, if I import this one, so set one geometry, it won't work. It won't work because this is a surface. We need to import a closed body surface. So I'm going to type surface, set one geometry, set this one, and let's use cap. So this will make a closed poly surface, and this is the one that we are going to use. Okay, so apparently there is still a problem, and the problem is the grid size. So for this one, let's change the range from maximum 1 meter and the minimum 0, and the range set it to 3. Delete this, and let's make it 0.3 maybe. Let's see. Let's create a copy, Control C, Control V, align everything. So 15. This one is going to be Y, and this one, let's right click, name it Y size, and this is going to be Z size. Sorry, this one is Y size. Yeah, this 1.15, this 1.3, and this 1.3. Let's place them. And there you go. We have our steps. We can, the height of the step is going to be 0.15, but the size we can increase it maybe 1 by 1. And let's select the surface and let's lock it. So type lock, and let's come here, click on the mouse middle button, and hide this too. We can add maybe custom review. We can hide this one too, by the way. Let's hide all of this. Add a custom review. Custom review. Add a material. A swatch material. Swatch. So yeah, this looks way better. Now we can select all these curves. Press F10, and we start adjusting the height. So I'm going to select these points and move it down like this, and we can start playing around, create maybe some kind of steps like this, and this can be used for a waterfront. If the level of this one is higher, we can move this up. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a problem because we won't be able to cap it. Okay, so I will show you another workflow to create the surface and be able to create more variations. So I'm going to, let's close Grasshopper for now, switch to the shaded mode, unlock everything. Let's select these curves, hold shift, come here in the layer and right click and select object. Let's move it up by a value of maybe 1 meter. Now let's select this surface and select the curves layer, select the surface, select the curve layer, and came here and duplicate border. Now type set point and set it in Z and make sure to set copy to yes. So now we have this curve. So now I'm going to create a loft between this one and this one. Select this curves that we extracted using duplicate border and hold shift, select this one too, and let's come here and use loft. You can type loft or use it from here. Let's select the surface layer, right click. So this is going to be the geometry that we're going to use. So open Grasshopper. Open Grasshopper, it's here. So delete this one. I'm going to use geometry, not surface, because this one is polysurface. So double click and type geometry. Set multiple, set this one and this one. Now we need to join them. So I'm going to use join rep component and import it to the cap. So now we have a closed polysurface. Now we can edit the curve as we want. But first, we need to select this closed curve. This one, no, not this one. Yeah, this one that we created using duplicate border and type lock. Let's lock it because we don't want to edit. And this one, lock it, lock this one too, lock this one too. Now these are the only curves that we wanted. So now if I move this curve like this, everything will update. So yeah, this is amazing. You can start maybe moving this curve up a little bit, moving some parts down, some parts up, so the wireframe to be able to see clearer. And for this one, we can move this down, something maybe like this. This technique is very useful, especially when you are designing something, a waterfront setting or something. This is going to be very useful. So yeah, we can keep adjusting it until we get the design that we want. And when we are done, we can open Grasshopper, and it's came here, right click, pick group using the voxel, and here you go. We have our settings. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you later.